back on it for round 12, FRL, Chinese Grand Prix. Looking to be an interesting one with a wet qualifying that can shake things up. In the drivers at least. We're just going to get the link out to the guys in the Discord, let them know we are live. There was a technical issue if you did see that other stream. I'll have to go on and delete it. My camera decided to turn itself on, my wheel camera that I don't even have set up properly. So that was an issue, but just about managed to get fixed. But anyway, we'll ride on board with live now for a bit. He seems to be crossing the line. Just going to add all the spectator options here. None of that detail. So, wet qualifying then, let's talk about what we do differently in a wet qualifier. For starters, it can be often better to get your lap in first. This is quite different to what you usually see when the track gets greener or hotter, or more rubber is laid down as the cars go round usually. In a wet qualifying, that's usually not the case. As live now sets the initial pace of a 1:44.2. In a wet qualifying scenario, you want to be out first because the tyres will have more water. They work better in the rain. Prix there going 1:43.5, 4 tenths faster. You can see all the drivers also taking different lines here. This is the wet line. In bits like that, it doesn't really matter, but in the corners, it's often better to take a wet line, as you will have more grip coming out the corners. You got to remember, these tyres work a lot better with water. They're expecting to be treading water as they go round the circuit, so driving on the drier line can often be detrimental to the temperature of the tyres, and therefore you'll lose grip. Wester now putting in a 1:43.3, the only driver that can stop dog arbs from taking the drivers. Where is the link? For some reason I can't seem to get the stream up. We are live, so this let's just have a look. There we go. Got it now. Just gonna send the link in. We did start a little bit late. We were waiting on some people, but all the issues seem to have been resolved, and we are good to go. As Wester comes in a free out lap. Do apologise for the lack of camera control. I am just getting all the stuff sorted so that we can enjoy the race tonight. So by the looks of it, people don't seem to be enjoying the wet quali. Game Freak's having some issues down in P11 as he comes in for his in-lap, sorry. As we join the Renault of Kyle, getting a bit tail happy there. Seems to have kept it out of the barrier though, which is always a good thing. Let people pass. On board now with the racing point as he invalidates his lap on the chicane. Track limits aren't too much of an issue here. There are a few places where you think you can run wider than you can, but other than that, it seems to be fairly sensible. People are getting better with track limits, as we see Riley there having a bit of a slide, invalidating his lap. He's managed to recover it though and keep out of the barrier. Prix now, coming up towards the left-hander before the straight, setting a purple sector 2. Be interesting to see how much momentum you can follow. This is a really important corner. This sets you up for the massive straight that Shanghai has. You can see a lot of DRS passes here as he gets a bit slidey. Sure that'll affect his speed coming all the way down to the hairpin. Let's see what time he does. There's a yellow flag in sector, just out of sector 2. We see a lot of drivers going off there. It must be wet there. Prix managing to set a good middle sector, but just can't seem to get the car pointing in the right direction. That being said, he is going to put it on provisional pole, a 143.095. Just Miku there announcing the stream to the chat. There we go. Should see a few more people joining in now. Obviously, if you do have any predictions or anything, don't be scared to put them in the chat. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say, particularly about the season and the race. Just going to leave that open there. So, a bit unprepared for this one, but I'm just setting up the stuff. So yeah, Wester there, only one that can stop Dogovs with a 26-point deficit. The only way Dogovs will lose that, will lose the drivers, is if Wester manages to bag first place and fastest lap, or pole position, and fastest lap at least. Got a bit of traffic here for Prix. I believe we're right on board with. Yep, still pretty. Bit of traffic. Doesn't matter though. Aiden down in 6th in the pits. A lot of drivers coming in now. Should be seeing them go out for second stints anytime soon. Wester putting it on pole. The second 142 of the day. Ryan also putting in a 42. Just barely though. Less than a tenth under the 43 mark. See Cohen now driving around in P8. Looking to improve on that 144.1 as he comes round. Arguably one of the hardest corners to do in the wet, because it's so tempting to put the power down straight away. It's so tempting to just go, oh, there's a big straight there and plant your foot, but you really have to have some control coming around there. There's a yellow flag from one of the Hasses, I think that is. Just can't seem to work out which one. Real DTM having a bit of an off moment. See if we can see what it was. Looks to be wing damage, judging by the way he's understeering. And there's also a yellow flag from one of the Alfa Romeos. That'll be Cohen, going very slowly. I think he's just out of fuel, but he should be alright. We see Murillo, Riley and Aiden all starting outlaps as they all come down second sector. There's the McLaren of Riley. Didn't have such a good race last time. Last time he raced, he managed to bin it under the safety car in the USA, which is not good. He'll be looking to definitely redeem himself here. Someone has just pinged me in Discord, so I'm going to have a quick look. Yeah, it's T1 guys. They're getting ready. It's quite a close fight up in T1. We need the gaps are a lot smaller here than we do. They have a less of a middle split than we do in this tier. But it's always interesting to see which drivers stand a chance of being promoted next season. You see Murillo now. Around the hairpin. Gotta get it just right. He seems to be keeping it clean. He's getting some, taking his time to come around the final corner. It's turn 16. Aiden also on his outlap, getting to the second longest straight and into turn 1. Very snaily corner this. It's quite hard to keep your line, especially in the wet. It's also got to have a lot of throttle control or you'll just over-rotate and spin around, but Aiden seems to be doing it beautifully, hitting all the apexes, keeping it off the curb. Gets a bit loose there, but manages to recover it. He's coming up on back markers now, who jumped out the way nicely. As we see, I believe that was Murillo setting a fastest lap. As Aiden comes round past quickly. Still 5 minutes to go, so it's unclear whether this will be Aiden's last lap. I don't think it's going to be quick enough or dry enough for softs, I should say. Turn that off. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. There's going to be a need for. Tight here. Softs, the rain is looking pretty consistent. Usually when you see softs, they start off with a dry track. There's one of the Mercedes there going off, but that would be Nils. I think he might have just been letting people through, but either way, we hope he's recovered. Yeah, his front wing looks fine. He should be alright. That Wester on his outlap as well, looking to improve on that pole position time, really secure it. Aiden now coming round the hairpin, doing a beautiful job, keeping it off the curb, as he so often wants to do in the wet. Let's see what time Aiden will be setting as he comes round turn 16 onto the straight. Quite a short run to the side of the straight up to the finish line, and he manages to hold on to P7. So not the best result, but he is being beating Doggob, who is now going up to the hairpin. One of the Williams as well, I believe that is Kyle R there, looking to improve on that P17. Will they manage it? Nope. Doggob's now looking to top the charts. The champion goes P5. So good job for him, setting up 43.4. Wester also seems to have come across the line since the last time we joined him, going to 142.8. So the track is getting faster. Whether that will be enough to whether Ryan will be able to use this to his advantage, I should say, will remain to be seen as he just comes across section 2 there, locking up a bit, coming in to turn 6. We have Murillo here and Nepalo. I believe they are all on. They seem to be all on in laps, so we'll have a look round, see who's closest. One of the McLarens there, I believe that's Colakiller. Yep, he will be beginning his lap. Oh, sorry, he would just be finishing his lap with a 143.5. So not too bad from Collar there in the McLaren. Next up across the line seems to be one of the Alpha Tauris. Now, both Alpha Tauris have done pretty well so far. They all seem to be seem to have solid top 5 spots. It's to be seen if they spot it again, if they improve. Let's see what Prix can do. Comes across the line. P4. So managed to jump a place there. Doggob still holding on to P5, but he's going to go again. Will he be able to improve? No, he will not. So it looks to be P5 for Doggobs. There's just under a minute. There's just under 2 minutes on the clock. DTM yet to set a time. I think he's having trouble with it, as we see someone go purple there. That is Wester in the AlphaTauri. Still finding places to improve. Impressive stuff. He comes through the 9-10 complex. Tricky braking zone that. It's on an angle, so you've got to really trail brake into it or you risk locking up. Follow him round turn 11. Next up across the line will be the Haas of, I believe that would be live now. Oh no, it's not. Oh, I stand corrected, it was. I've spent so long looking for it. Alex also crossing the line to begin his lap. He's usually been around the P10 mark for qualifying, Alex, so it will be interesting to see if he can best that in the rain. The rain doesn't look to be shaking many things up at the moment. Oh, DTM was a quali ban, right. That's why he's not setting a lap then. Thank you for letting us know. Yeah, it would be interesting to see how this qualifying shakes things up in the midfield. Aiden, who usually qualifies about P6, can't seem to top that as he's on an invalidated lap. This is out lap, so he's alright as he comes down the hairpin. The hairpin? The turn 12 and 13. 2 separate corners for some reason. Couldn't tell you why. Riley knew. Right. I'm sure he'll be nice to know that he's got the support behind him as he comes across for his lap. Let's see what he can do. Riley putting it P2, so he's clearly not as newbie as Quicksilver seems to think. Why is COL Alex so slow? Good question. No idea. We'll see if he can improve on his lap though as he comes through the through turn 16. Will he be able to get better using all the track there? What's he going to manage to break it off? Only manages to jump up one place, so the wet weather does not suit him at all. Cohen coming round the middle section now. Got one of the Alpha Tauris, I believe that'll be Prix. Nope, not Prix. Well, both the Alpha Tauris are coming down the straight, but Wester is still looking to improve on that time as he comes across using the curves there nicely. And he manages to improve it even more, setting a 1:42.3. He just has pace to spare. I don't think anyone will be able to top that. Prix there beating out Riley by 0.2. So McLaren is knocked down to 3rd place. Ryan Webb goes 2nd, breaking the AlphaTauri duo up in the Ferrari. Of course they had their car launch today, I think, or was it the Alfa Romeos? I don't know. But a great lap from him nonetheless. Next up across the line is looking to be the Renault of Kyle R, I believe, not the other Renault. So that would be Alpha Wolves in 7th, coming around the hairpin with Aiden on his trail, getting some slipstream no doubt. Well, they've finished, never mind. And that, I believe, is the end of qualifying for all out on track. So your top 5 will be Wester, Ryan, Prix, Riley and Murillo, it's looking like. Dogarbs in 6th. He usually has phenomenal race pace though, great consistency, so it'll be interesting to see him carve his way up to the top. Then after him will be Alpha Wolves in the Renault, as this is him now. Followed by Aiden, and we will wait to see the results. So wet quali then definitely shook things up. It was interesting to see in the midfield how the likes of Aiden and Alpha Wolves couldn't quite keep pace with the top lot of Ryan and Wester. But after Dogarbs we have Alpha, Derpol breaking up Alpha and Aiden. We saw them two being buddy. Derpol with a 1:43.3, followed by Aiden, Riker, Collar, Game Freaks, Leibnow, Cohen, Nils MDE, Alex, Kyle R, Jason D'Italia and Real DTM with the quali ban. That will be it for qualifying, and we will get onto the race in a few short moments. I'm just going to have a drink quick. If I can find my water bottle. Let's see. Good shot. So yeah, people not liking the pace of Alex. He was very slow today. He's usually around P10, but I think some people like this wet weather more than others, so it looks like we'll have a dry track for this race. Didn't shake the orders up as much as I thought it would. However, it was still interesting, particularly with Aiden down in P9, usually around P6. And Ryan, who apparently hates this track and doesn't want to race, putting it in the 2nd grid slot. So I'm sure he will be over the moon with that result. Gonna have a look at the Discord now. See if we can catch any drivers' opinions while we wait for them to form up. So Jason there, not enjoying the wet quali either, as it still seems. People saying how good that Ryan and Dogarbs have been. throughout quali, and they were quite good. Dog Arb's in P5, usually about P8 we've seen him qualified before. Prix also seemed to have picked up a grid penalty. They're asking for a red flag and reformation of the grid. Whether that will happen or not will be, they probably won't, because they've got a race on, and grid penalties, as broken as they are in this game, you've just got to get on with them. Just give me a quick second to check my controller charge. We are all should be good for this race. Keep you updated as we ride on board with the pole sitter Wester, who's, I believe, is one of the only ones who can stop Dog Arbs from winning the championship for a second time in a row. Just going to cycle through to the tab on my screen next to me, see if I can find the standings. So for those of you who don't know, Williams have wrapped up the constructors already. They are 90 points clear of AlphaTauri. Yeah, we see Prix down there all the way in 8th. That is not good for him. Qualified P3. I believe he was pushed down to, actually he was pushed down to P5, I think. No, 4. 3. He was P3. I was trying to remember then. But yeah, Wester leads them round the hairpin. No one seems to have been disqualified apart from Cohen from the formation lap. You see one of the Mercedes there using some extra track to get some heat into the tyres. As I was saying, Williams have wrapped up the constructors with 90 points clear of the rest of them. So that would have been Game Freaks and Dog Arbs, and I don't believe Game Freaks is racing with us today. But that's enough of that. The grid is forming up for the start of FRL Tier 2 Chinese Grand Prix. We see the pink Mercedes there at the back, Racing Point. His teammate all the way up in 4th. As we see the lights, we've watched for the lights now. Light 1, light 2, light 3, light 4, light 5. And it's lights out for the Chinese Grand Prix. Riker's joining back too late now. The cars have already left the box, and Wester getting a great start there. But Ryan getting the jump on him through the inside of turn 1. Will he be able to hold that all the way through? It looks like he has. Wester can't defend through there. Going back through the field now. We've got Dog Arbs already making a move on Darepole, as we see the McLaren and Racing Point of Murillo and Riley fighting it out all the way through turn 3. Riley getting a great run down there. Dog Arbs running wide and nearly hitting Prix there, eager to make up positions from that 5th place grid penalty. And there's a yellow flag at the back. One of the Hasses has come off. That will be Real DTM losing it in the corners. But anyway, we'll jump back to the fight at the front. Ryan leading by nearly 6 tenths in a few corners. Great work for the man who did want to race. If we look back though, we can see that Riley is looking to make a move on Wester. Not quite had the space to do it there. We'll cycle through. We'll see a lot of overtaking in the straight and the corners leading up to it. Aiden there trying to go around CRL Alex, and he manages to do so. Coming up towards the straight, there's already a gap forming there. The McLaren of Riley pulling out to get round Wester. Will he be able to make the move, stick around the hairpin, or will Wester have the momentum to carry him through? No, he doesn't. Riley gets up into P2. Dog Arbs' lead has been eaten into in that straight, and it will be now as we ride on board with Ryan. Getting his extra fastest lap. Starting on the mediums, apparently, interestingly. Didn't see that coming. You see, not able to make a move. Apparently Alpha Wolf is in front. No idea what's going on with the leaderboard here. Alpha Wolf's already... That's not good. We'll see if we can sort it out. There we go. Right, leaderboard's back. Just going to set the gaps here. There we go. So as we come round to turn 11 then, your gap, as we can see the predicted strategy there, will be a 1-stop. Your drivers, Ryan leading the Grand Prix, getting a great lunge on Wester through turn 1. But Riley's looking to make a move now. Ryan moves to defend. As one of the racing points has come off, that would be Jason Battaglia. Ryan getting swept up in the DRS there, but he's looking to go down the inside, doesn't quite manage to make the move stick. He will now feel the pressure from Wester as they come down towards the start-finish straight. Nice speed corner there. Bit of grass being kicked up as one of the Renaults of Alpha Wolf runs wide. Aiden picking up a 3-second time penalty already, that can't be good. Wester not managing to make a move on Ryan. Now the dirty air around this corner here will be holding them back, as you can see Wester there trying to run a slightly wider line, trying to stay out of the disturbed wake of Ryan. Wasn't quite enough though. There's another second yellow one. That would have been Kyle R having a spin there. Don't know if he was squeezed or not, but it's disappointing to see him dropping 7 seconds back of Prix, who is down in 16th. Didn't quite catch what happened to him, but he did not have a good start. We saw him making moves on Aiden and Alpha, but one of them didn't seem to work. Obviously started P8 down in 16. He will have to fight his way through the field if he has any chance of stopping Doug from winning the championship. Riley now in the lead just after that pass from Ryan. Ryan looking too far back, just out of DRS range. It'd be interesting to see, was he in DRS range when they went round? No, they weren't. Oh, the DRS range isn't down here, so we'll have to see. It doesn't look like he is. No, he's not, but Wester is. So we will likely see a pass from him unless Ryan can make a move. No, he cannot. He's just going to sit on the racing line and carry that momentum down towards the final corner. The gap is falling now between Riley and Ryan. Riley in the clean air, not having to worry about Wester, or anyone for that matter, breathing down his neck. He can just drive, get on with it and pull a gap from Ryan. Let's have a look now. Got Murillo trying to have a look at Wester, not quite managing it though. Back in the midfield though, the pack is bunched up a bit. We can see a slight couple of packs starting to form. As you can see, the gap between Derpol and Alpha Woods is just over a second and a half. We can see one of the drivers coming into the box there. That would be DTM. I wonder if he's retiring or just getting a new front wing. Anyway, we can see the gaps are starting to break up now. This track is quite hard to follow on, but these drivers seem to be doing it nonetheless. Murillo in 4th now, managing to hold on to that qualifying position. Riley up from 3rd. Ryan staying the same as well. He led the race for a bit in lap 1. Then we have Dogarbs in P5, who is just inside DRS range. We have a yellow flag in sector 3. That is one of the Ferraris. That will be Riker there, having another off. Disappointing to see. So yeah, we've got Deppel here, and no position changes as they have the best overtaking opportunity on the circuit. Followed by Alpha Wolf, Aiden there, just under half a second back. I'm sure he will be looking to take a move on the straight as he opens up DRS. Game Freaks behind him though will no doubt be looking to overtake both of them. As we see a position change here, we see Alex and Live now going at it all the way around turn 1. Live now just getting behind. Alex managing to hold the outside line. Will there be contact? There is a bit of contact, but it doesn't look like there's done any damage to them. Sierra just forgetting to unlock his steering as he goes looks for a dive bomb around turn 3 or 6. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that to turn 3. But it looks like Live now has half the position from Game Freaks. We've got Alex having to deal with the dirty air, and now the Mercedes of Nils MDE will be looking to capitalise on them two battling. He might be able to jump up into P10 if he can keep this gap going through to turn 11, 12, 13. 3 corners all in one. It'll be interesting to see him. He will have DRS. Collar 2.5 seconds behind him, followed by Cohen, Prix, Riker, Kyle, Jason and DTM. DTM obviously having to take an extra pit stop for a new front wing. We see Alex with the dummy there, very Max Verstappen-ish move, very fitting that he is in the Red Bull. As Live now there, runs wide, comes back onto the track. Good to see Alex giving him lots of space as he takes the line. That doesn't seem to impact him, but he won't have DRS and Alex will have a great run on him. Same with Mills as the battle for attempts continues on to the second lap. Are they going to go 3 wide? No, they're not. They are going to go 2 wide, however. We're going to see Mills making the move on Alex. Will Alex be able to defend? No, he will not. He will have Live now in his sights. Alex is just falling back through the dirty air of turn 1. There's a massive train forming up front, as you can see at the top there. Keep an eye on the gap. Wester seems to have got round Ryan. Looked to me like it was just a DRS pass on the straight, but Ryan will be no doubt pushing as hard as he can. Gonna have a look at the tyres now. Tyres on. There we go. So we see Riley trying to use them softs to his advantage to pull a massive gap. Wet qualifying obviously meant drivers got a free choice of whatever, so a lot of the drivers in the top 10 opting for the mediums. You can see Aiden and Alpha Wolf there having a moment, I believe. Yep, Alpha Wolf has been taken off. I don't know if that was through contact or just through driver error, but he's now down into 14th on the straight. I don't see how someone can come off on the straights, but I imagine it's contact. That gives us a great opportunity to go back for the battle for temps. Mills getting round Mills managing to get round Alex and then leaving him bait for collar killer, as we see Alex there coming into the pits. I wonder if this is just a interesting strategy call. As he is on the mediums, he shouldn't need to box. I think he will have front wing damage. Ryan and West Ham keeping an eye on that gap. Yep, he will need to change his front wing as we come on board with Cohen in P12. He would have been one of the 7 or so drivers to gain massively from that pit stop. Same with Mills, who will no longer have to worry about pressure from behind and can now focus on Leibniz. As Leibniz has a bit of an off, he seems to have recovered from it. That allows Mills to just slip through the outside there, coming through turns 10. We'll have a look at the gap in. So yeah, Riley really using So yeah, as you can see, Riley's soft has started to degrade now. This is where the medium tyres will come into play. As we can see, a position change for P1 in the DRS zone. Wester now taking back the position he qualified in. Will Riley be able to respond though? He will. Oh, Riley there deciding it's time to come into the pits. So it does seem the soft tyres have given up. He will probably go onto the hards given the predicted strategies. I'm going to change the positions back to find it. Right, Aiden the only one with a penalty, everyone else managing to avoid it, but that could all change. We'll just change this back to normal for now. As we can see, Alex and Prix going at it. I wish we had a replay feature because we just tuned in, but it looked like it was just a standard DRS pass. A pass nonetheless though. Prix will be really wanting to get on with it. He will not be happy with today's results, whether it was through contact or just driver error, we do not know, but the stewards will be sure to get involved if it was through contact. Wester now leads the race as Riley falls into P14. He will be in traffic, but it'll be interesting to see if something like a safety car, which would not benefit Riley, comes out soon, what will that mean for him? Will he be able to use everyone else boxing Prix' advantage, as we see Wester locking up his rear right tyre there. Murillo just missing out on the chance to make a move on Ryan. He's currently on the podium as we see them come through the final turn. We'll see if anyone's going to go for a move, but judging by they're all half a second to a second apart, it doesn't look like anyone will. Dogarb's doing a good job, stuck in P4. Murillo will be definitely feeling the pressure from the potential Drivers' Champion. There is on 156 points. Collar seems to be getting round Cohen, or Cohen catching up to Collar. Just a bit too far away for a move though. Alex setting a new fastest lap down in 17th, as someone seems to have gone off there. That's Alpha Wolf having another moment down at turn 6. Not the race he was hoping for, that Renault. We saw him qualify in P7. Gonna have a look through the field now. The gaps all seem to be widening now, because obviously different strategies come into play, as we just saw there with people like Riley boxing for new tyres. Only one to start on softs in the top 10, leading the whole field actually. But as these tyres get older, Alex picked up a penalty there, so that explains how he managed the fastest lap. As these tyres get older, not only will it be harder to drive, but it'll also be harder to follow in the dirty air. And the drivers sat in a train like this will not be helping at all. The dirty warm air from the car in front will be manipulating those tyres in a bad way. Have a look back here now. Murillo is getting quite close to Ryan in the middle sector. Ryan seems to be struggling a bit through these corners. Whether that's just the tyres or not, we don't know. And Murillo taking the tighter line to give his tyres a breather through the long turn 8, I believe. Turn 7, sorry. That little kink doesn't count as a turn. Other than that, this seems to be it. We're just going to have another quick look down the field to see if there's anyone close. Collar and Cohen still seem to be following each other nicely. In a few laps, when strategies kick in, we might be able to see a couple battles from them. Collar, both of them actually on the hards. Now Nils MDE is out on his own. Got 2 seconds either side. So he will be looking to make haste in this clean air, trying to catch up to Leibniz, who's in P8 in the Haas. He will also be looking to close the gap to Aiden in that Alfa Romeo. See him coming round the final corner. Let's have a look at Derpo now. This train all the way down to P4 to P5. Ryan down in P5. I wonder what happened to him. We were just on board with a few of the drivers. It seems every time we click away, a new driver loses it. It seems. But that's just cameraman's curse, I guess. They really need to step up the game next year with these thingies. As we see, someone has gone off. That is Prix, really not having a good race, is he? Looks like no damage done though, given the fact that he just avoided going into the pits. Got a feel for drivers like this, but it seems to be pure driver error, this one. I can't imagine, well, I can't really see Jason Talia doing that, especially with the 11-second gap that came from it. Wester still leading, managing to get round everyone. See back here, there's a bit of a DRS train forming. Hopefully Doggars will not be affected by Murillo's connection, as he nearly sends it straight into the back of him, he's now in P2, but obviously he would have benefited from Ryan having a bit of an off, it seemed. We're gonna just check to see. Yep, he didn't box or anything, so that would have been the cycling through this now. That would have been pure driver error. Obviously, we don't like seeing race results decided by the stewards, but especially recently, not just in this league, but in all leagues, people have just been careless, people taking their time, and it's good to see people at the front don't seem to be doing that, unless of course it was Ryan, but unfortunate result for him. I'm sure he managed to gain that time back though. Derpol up into 4th, doing an amazing job in that Mercedes. He's not quite lost the top. He's not quite lost the top 3 yet, but he will be feeling the heat, especially of that dirty air of Doggart. Nils picking up a 3-second time penalty there. Later on in the race, we do tend to see more drivers tend to fall into a rhythm and start paying attention to actual racing rather than getting around the track limits. But it doesn't look like we have any overtakes this time around. But the gap is ever closing. Doggart is still in pursuit of that Racing Point, as he comes into the pits to hopefully try and get an undercut on the likes of Doggart and Wester, who is now 3.5 seconds ahead of Doggart. Why does it keep bringing me back to him? I have no idea. There we go. Rare quietness around sector 1-2 before we hear the screaming V8 of that Alpha Tauri. Another quick cycle through now. Keep an eye on the gaps if you do see anything. Oh, there seems to be a bit of a fight forming there, as we see Aiden losing out there. Not Aiden, Cohen, sorry. Cohen losing out, having to get bits of debris flying off. I wonder if that was just through contact, but Real DTM seems to be lapped as Alex has retired on the main straight. Now that would be interesting strategy-wise if there is a safety car, but it looks like he's just pulled off. There shouldn't be any issues. Oh, he retired in the pits, it looks to be. I thought he just pulled off. Unfortunate for him. We have no idea what happened, but it was unfortunate nonetheless. Let's have a look here now. There has been a bit of a fight brewing. Cohen has been closing in on Collar for several laps now. You remember we were watching them to scrap it out. But it does look like Live now is going to be able to carve a move on Aiden. He's going to have the inside line through the hairpin. Aiden perilous as he runs wide a bit. Little bit of contact, doesn't look like there's any harm involved. Aiden is on the older tyre though, as he squeezes Live now right to the edge of the track, forcing him wide it looks like. This will be interesting. The pit window is open for Aiden as they move up into P3 because the leaders are coming in. Doggart, Wester and Derpol I think have all decided to box on lap 14. No safety car, so they will have to do it. They will have a full racing speed loss for green flag time normal conditions. Aiden has a bit of free air ahead of him compared to Live now, so he will be looking to capitalise on that. Pull away from the Haas collar, who is in P5 now, just under a second away from the Renault of Alpha Wolves, who's managed to drive a great recovery and put it in P6. Don't think he's pitted yet, so well actually we can check that, can't we? I keep turning on telemetry, idiot. Yeah, there we go. So the top 7 haven't pitted yet, but they will probably be coming in this lap, which will put them back out in the field. And we'll be sure to put them back in the fight. keep getting an on-air message. I don't know if you're commenting or what, but I will just have a quick check. Make sure everything is running smoothly. Yep, so live now. There we go. They're all shuffling through now as the massive pack comes to the straight. Aiden choosing to stay out, interestingly enough. I think he's using them hard tyres to try and hold out for a safety car. We are too, Miku. Thanks for joining us. It is very interesting to see battles and moves like that occurring. You see Collar having a look down the inside of Alpha. It is a very close fight. It has been all race. They have been just in a big DRS train, all looking for the right move or looking for the right place, I should say, to make a move. I just keep bringing back to Cohen. We'll follow on board for a bit with Riley, who was leading the race at one point, boxes soft, and that strategy has put in P5, seems to be P4 when Aiden boxes. Aiden will be definitely waiting for a safety car, although it might not be the right call with how wide this track is. We're going to see a move from Wester now as we jump on board with him. Riley moving to defend, and he's just going to breeze right past him. No, he's not. He's going to take him right into the hairpin, locking up and hitting Cohen. Cohen seems to be unaffected, just having to recover, but that allows Wester to make a superb double overtake there. What a move from the Alpha Tauri, capitalising on the mistake of Riley, managing to pull himself up into P4 in pursuit of that win. That was a great overtake there we saw in the DRS, using the mistake of Riley. I'm sure the stewards would like to have a look at that. Nonetheless, we enjoyed it as we see yellow flags in the pits. Has someone crashed in the pit lane? Or are they just... Oh no, this seems to be alright now. Whatever it was, it doesn't matter. We'll have a look up and down. So yeah, we can see that classic DRS train beginning to form. Aiden is losing a massive amount of time. Him, Collar and Alpha yet to box. They will all be looking for safety cars. It's very quiet up on the helicopter camera. You can see they're already on 15 lap old hards, while Wester will be looking to make the most of that them fresh tyres. Will we see a safety car? Who knows? Stay tuned, and we might be able to have a close racing. There is yellow flags in sector 2. I don't think anyone's gone off though. I think that is just one of the Alpha Tauri, the Hasses going slow, letting people through. It appears to be that. BTM really struggling there. Yeah, Wester is going to struggle with that penalty. We have seen him form a gap before when he was out in front in the pit stop. He was beginning to build a gap of 3.5 seconds. So he's definitely looking to do that again as he gets around Collar there in the hairpin. Collar unable to do anything. The McLaren's leading 3 and 4. Great result for them, while Murillo in 5th. As please don't tell me. Oh, Aiden's gone off. No way. Oh, the guy who was hoping for a safety car nearly caused one of his own as he bins it around turn 4 or 5. Turn 4, 5. Oh, that is so disappointing. He will be needing to pit ASAP from their tyres. They will be screaming for life. The DTM retires and we have a safety car. If Aiden wouldn't have made that mistake, he would have managed to massively capitalise on that. What a disappointment for Aiden. Oh, I'm gutted. Yeah. Oh, it's such a shame when you see drivers like that, but when you see he's been really consistent all race as well. He's been in a few fights, he's been getting out of trouble, and as soon as the safety car is deployed, Aiden has to come in. I guess if he has to change his front wing, he will be very grateful about that. But as we come on to, come down to the back straight for the 17th time, we have Wester, Collar, Riley in the other McLaren, Murillo, Aiden in P5. It would have probably been higher if he just waited a few more seconds to make that mistake. Depol Dogarbs. Ryan in 8th. He is not having a good time right now. Started off great, got a great lunge on Wester into the first turn. Led the race for a bit before tyre deg and a few mistakes, I believe. See a huge amount of drivers coming in. We see Riley there, Collar there, Depol, Aiden obviously, all deciding to come in to change tyres. I don't know why Ryan's going into the pits. I think he's just trying to strap on some mediums, it seems to be, or could even go for softs if he's feeling great. Nope, he's going for the mediums. Nearly half the field pitting here. Wester will be loving that with his 3-lap old hards. There's the safety car now coming around turn 6. Murillo up into 2nd, where he was originally. Qualified P4, I believe. But we see a lot of the drivers choosing to make different strategy calls, such as Riley, who's on his 2nd soft stint. Ryan probably going to be able to overcut him there. Game Freaks down in P11, which is interesting for the constructors car to be running the constructors champion car to be running so low, but they've already won it, so I guess there's no point in pushing that much. Apart from Dogarbs, who has to come home pretty much first to make sure he can secure the title race this time around. You see Collar there locking up, having trouble getting some heat into those new tyres. So yeah, all but the top 3 and Cohen, who boxed 1 lap before the safety car, seem to be on newer tyres. DTM there having enough spectating. Maybe we'll come and join the stream. A quick drink of water while they all come down the straight here. Yeah, this could be a massive disadvantage for the likes of Wester and Murillo. They've already done 3 to 4 laps on them hard tyres. They will be very much regretting being on that tyre compound. They will have to be pushing like crazy. Collar though, in the McLaren, will be in for a real chance here. He's the highest placed driver on the softs, so it'll be interesting to see if he will be able to jump him. Yeah, Wester's going to have to use them tyres to gain a massive advantage, at least 3 seconds, which won't be hard. Murillo has been consistently on the pace this whole race. He's really giving it his all, trying to block Dogarbs and the likes of them from the podium. He's been running in P4, P3, now up to P2 on the safety car, although his tyres are a lap older than Dogarbs, who pitted the same lap as Wester. I wouldn't like to see the championship fight come down to a track limits penalty of all things, but it happens, and it's not the most interesting, but it sure as hell is. Sure as hell does spice it up for Wester, who will have to be on the ball if he wants to block Dogarbs from winning. He's in P3, on turn 12. Got no word whether the safety car will be in this lap, judging by the fact that Jason D'Italia is still cruising around turn 9-10. Don't think it will. Kyle didn't qualify too well. Qualified, I think, around the top 10. Had a big couple of mistakes, but hopefully he will be able to overtake Prix, who had an awful couple of laps, making quite a few mistakes. He went through it. I think his tyres were just giving up on him, and he wasn't really expecting them to just step out. It is getting very cloudy over Shanghai, so we could be in for some rain, judging by qualifying. That is not impossible. The safety car will be leading them round for one more lap as Jason Talia catches up. that is a big disadvantage being at the back in situations like that. Not only do you have to pit stop and then be 40 seconds back, keeping the safety car out, you also have to push the tyres a lot harder to catch up. While drivers under the safety car already, all they have to do is just sit back, relax, stick it in mix one, and drive casually, knowing that the position is safe, compared to Jason and whatnot having to push like crazy. Nearly had a full grid today. It would have been interesting. Only 2 retirements, so we do thank the drivers for sticking at it, even if it hasn't been the easiest of races. I know we have seen a lot of back and forth battles, which is been very entertaining to watch for me, at least. There's the Scottish driver Aiden there. I'm sure he will be kicking himself, knowing what could have happened if he didn't make that mistake. I know I would be, for sure. I've got to feel for him, I really do. As we get the word that the safety car is coming in this lap, I'm going to have a quick sip of water dead quick. So make sure that I'm okay for the restart, as Wester backing up the pack even more at the start of the straight, which is an interesting choice. I think he's trying to cool everyone's tyres down, which is a deviant strategy, if you can call it that. He will of course have cold brakes and cold tyres. He will not be looking forward to. Ryan picking up a Aiden, picking up a 5-second penalty. Oh, it is not good for him. Oh, poor fella. Let's turn the tyres off. Wonder what happened between those two. I'm sure there's no harm done, but even still, as they go too wide, this is almost like a NASCAR race. Aiden there. What is Aiden doing? Does he not know? Doing burnouts up into P8. That's one way of warming your tyres up, Aiden. Don't know how legal it is though. But we'll ride on board with the leader, Wester. They're still under safety cars. They go green for the final 8 laps. Leibnau has retired already. I wonder what happened to him. That was disappointing. He was doing very well for himself, fighting for like P7. Now, Wester managing to get a clean getaway as it looks through the whole field. Doggob still manages to hold him to P3 from Collar, who is on the fresher tyres. Aiden has left. Unfortunately, he will be kicking himself so hard right now. Oh, he has not had a good season at all. Poor fellow, as he retires in the pits. Look down the field. Have no fights. It's not looking like there's any fights so far. There is a bit of a gap forming. Was that rain we saw on the camera? I don't think it was. I think it was just dirt kicked up by one of the drivers. But oh well, I don't know if that was Aiden's internet, given his car is still driving about. But let's have a look at the chat while we watch the drivers come down the straight for the 20th time. No, sorry, the 17th time in green flag conditions. We're asking ourselves the same question, Miku. It was a bit of a dumb move from Aiden overtaking the safety car, but I don't think any damage was done from it. See one of the McLarens there again, awfully close up to Doghouse, coming around turn 1, lunging himself through there. Jason picking up a 3-second time penalty. Just as I say, we've only had 2 retirements, we get a few more, but that's commentator's curse for you. But Alpha Wolves, who has done a great job. I think he had a few mistakes, managed to drop down into the bottom 15, I believe, or close to there. Managing to get himself up into P5 through strategy, so a great call from him. Poor Aiden, not managing to recover, but we'll keep an eye on the fights both at the front and at the back. As you see Riker there going for a move on Nils in the Mercedes. Yep, it was. Prix looking to also get involved. Can he do it? He might manage to do it down the straight. I don't think DRS has been enabled by the stewards, but Prix just cannot cling on. But it's such a long straight, I don't think it will matter. Riker will be looking to use the slipstream from Nils. Live Now's backed out of the session. Will he be able to go for a late lunge into the corner? No, he won't. He backs out of it. Overshoots a little bit, locking up, but he seems to. Everyone's made it round, so we're alright. Yeah, that's DRS enabled. Doesn't look like there's been any overtaking at the top. Murillo still clinging onto that P2 game. That's the McLaren. I don't know why we're all the way down there all of a sudden. Yeah, Murillo doing a good job holding on to that P2 from Collar. Dogart, who is on older tyres, is coming under threat from everyone at the minute. He's coming under threat from. There we go. He's coming under threat from the Alpha Tauri. He's coming under threat from the Renault. He's being held back by Murillo. He just doesn't seem he's going to be able to rock up the championship. But you can never say never in these types of races, as we've seen with that safety car. Lester leading them there, taking his time with the track limits. He's got to gap Murillo by at least 3 seconds for Murillo to receive his first win. I don't think Murillo has won a race yet. I'm just going to have a quick look. Oh yeah, he has. He won in Italy. I haven't come to that, but he'll no doubt pushing just as hard to secure that win. All he has to do is try and keep within 3 seconds of Lester. Let's just check, make sure he's picked up no more penalties. Nope. Well, we can see Cohen has an 8-second penalty and Ryan has a 5-second penalty. So at the minute they are going to be staying where they are. Therefore might actually gain a few positions from that, given how close they are. Look, you can see all the way down to P3 there as he makes a move on Riley. Going on the inside there, Cohen. As he managed to come out of it, he's come out of it in P8, but Derpo's looking down the inside, going to force him right round the outside there. Class racing there from the two of them. Cohen's going to come back at him though, as Derpo goes very deep into the corner, and there's a bit of contact, no damage done from it it seems. Derpo is going to get round. So Cohen will just tuck in and wait for the straight to get round it, but he's coming under threat from Game Freaks there. He's looking to go round the outside. Turn 9, not a very good overtaking opportunity, but we've seen drivers do it there before, so we might see it again. Cohen picking up another penalty. He's now 11 seconds worth of time penalties. That will drop him quite far down, as we see one of the McLarens there cutting the corner. I believe that was Riley having a bit of an off on them soft tyres. That will leave him vulnerable to the likes of Dogarbs and Game Freaks. Riley there having a massive spin. I wonder if there was contact. It looked like he had cars around him, but I don't know if it was contact or just dirty tyres and driver error. He was running up in P1 at the start, and now he's all the way down in P15. I wonder if he's going to keep going or if he's just going to retire. Doesn't look to have time, judging by the way he's driving. I think he's just trying to vent his frustration through the steering wheel. We'll keep an eye on him. He might be heading to the pit lane. Wester in still 1.7 seconds behind the leader. At this rate, he will be on for a win number 2. As you see, yeah, Riley coming into the pit lane and Lewis Hamilton in it. Straight into the barrier. I think he's just frustrated. Poor fella. Aiden there, also doing the same, but I think he's in a ghost mode. Gonna have a look at the chat in a second, just cycling through, making sure we are not missing anything. Alpha up into P3, managed to get round Collar and the likes of Ryan. And there is apparently a full course, nope, never mind, it's just the game being the game. Yeah, I thought there's a proper Lewis Hamilton move there. I think he was just frustrated though, for giving the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure anyone would be angry after either contact or what seems to be just driver error at the start. But yeah, I can't say I blame him if I'm honest. Back to the action though. Murillo is managing to stay within, just managing to stay in the penalty range as they come across the line for lap 26. Seems to be closing it and gaining it. It seems those they're both on old hards. I think Murillo's tyres are a lap older, but they are both going to be pushing like crazy. That doesn't mean Alpha Wolf, who is on newer tyres, who was all the way at the back at one point, can still make a move though. Oh, are you cheering on Leicester then? Yeah. I mean, Doggobs is in P6, and there's quite the gap to Ryan, whether he'll be able to close that or not. I know Ryan has a 5-second penalty, but that might be removed. Saying that, he's just managed to gain a few tenths in one corner. Ryan will be struggling badly with Collar Killer's dirty air though. He's locked up going into turn 11. I believe that is turn 11 anyway. Couple of pings from the Discord. And I believe that's Jason out of the race. This could be a safety car depending on where he's pulled off. Pulled off on the exit of a corner. That is not good for the back runners who are in a scrap, such as Murillo and Alpha. They'll be really wanting a safety car in these final few laps. We don't, of course, but now as they come on to second to last lap, they're still in an ever-growing DRS train. Doggobs down in P6, might get overtaken by Derpol. If he can send it down the inside, no he cannot. Doggobs choosing to hold the racing line and defend all the way through that. I'm going to leave that to the comment section. Let's have a look down. Derpol, he was up in P4 I remember at one point, not doing too bad a job, down in P7, just through strategy. Here's where the softs now will start. The softs will be, softs won't be doing too good. Doggobs hard tyres will start to come through now, the mediums might start to degrade. Miku before mentioned that any sort of mistakes while you're on the soft tyre can have a massive impact. Ryan going sideways through the corner there. I believe Murillo just inside the penalty range. Really be able to hold it there for another lap. Alpha Wolf too far back to do anything. Same with Ryan. Yeah, just like a DRS train. The Williams Game Freaks there going on the inside through the straight. Stepping out of slipstream, trying to get around, and that is the Williams driver up into P8. Prix down in P9. Down in P15 a minute ago. I think he's managed to just carve his way through the field. We see him gonna go for a comeback move though. Gonna stick it on the inside and just sails right past the Game Freaks, who have to go defensive in the final corner. On board with Doggobs, who is stuck behind Collar and Derpol battling it out for P5. This could be big points for the both of them. Coming into the tactical sector 2 now, getting very up and down, waving, not up and down but left and right. It's quite hard to follow through here. Check for a possible P2 fight, we've been told. No, it doesn't look like there is. They look to be quite far away from each other, unless the soundboard wants to update and tell us. We're going to jump in. Oh, and one of them, Renault's is round. That's Alpha Wolf having yet another off. Oh, that's disappointing for him. Yet again, he's down in P10. I wonder if there was contact or not, but it just felt like he went into the back of him from what I saw. Oh, that just puts an end to the P2 fight that Miku was so curious to see. There's the yellow flag, and I believe he has retired. Yep, that leaves only one running Renault in the race. Oh no, yeah. So now Wester is up into Murillo seems to have that P2 secured. Yes, he does. As Wester comes across the line in P2, Murillo takes his second win of the race. Well done to him. Wester dropping down into P2, followed by Derpol in P3, Collar in P4, Dogobs in P5. Now, will that be enough to secure him the championship? We're back with you when I can find out the points. I think Collar getting driver of the day there. Be interesting to see when the standings come out, that's for sure, who will get the most points out of it. Will Dogobs have enough to wrap up the championship this time around? By my calculations, I don't think he will. So the results then: Murillo taking the top step of the podium. Good job for him, managing to set a 1:34.0 seconds slower than, well, just over under a second slower than some of the guys. Wester in P2, Derpol P3, Collar P4, Dogos P5, Ryan 6th, Game Freak 7th, Prix 8th, Nils 9, and Nils MDE 9th. I can't say that word. Kyle 10th, Riker 11th, Cohen 12th, Alpha Wolves retiring in 13th, Aiden 14th, we saw that massive swing when he was in the lead, Jason D'Italia 15th, Riley 16th, Live Now 17th, Real DTM 18th, and Alex 19th. This has been the FRL Chinese Grand Prix. If you do want to get involved in this action, you can message anyone you see here if you know them on Discord, or message me on Discord, hashtag frog9714. Thanks for watching, guys. Miku informing us that Dogobs won't win, it will go down to the last race. Be sure to tune in for that, and we will see you next week, same time. Thanks for watching.